They really thought they could take away my wife's independence. That's the first thought I had when the HOA sent us a violation notice claiming our new wheelchair ramp didn't fit the neighborhood's aesthetic guidelines. My wife Amy has used a wheelchair for years, and we just spent thousands building a safe, sturdy ramp so she could get in and out of our home without risking injury. The letter gave us 2 weeks to remove the non-compliant structure or face daily fines of $150. I thought it had to be a mistake, but when I called the HOA office, the president, let's call her Karen, told me bluntly, rules are rules. We can't have the neighborhood looking like a hospital. I couldn't believe my ears. What Karen didn't know, my best friend and attorney Mark, is one of the top lawyers in the state specializing in ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act lawsuits. When I showed him the letter, his face lit up, not in joy, but in the way a predator smiles when the prey steps right into the trap. He explained that under federal law, HOAs can't deny reasonable accommodations for people with disabilities. Denying a wheelchair ramp wasn't just mean, it was illegal. Mark drafted a letter so sharp you could cut glass with it. It cited ADA provisions, state accessibility laws, and even past cases where HOAs had lost millions in settlements. He gave them 72 hours to retract their violation notice and issue a formal apology, or we'd file a lawsuit that could cost them far more than they'd ever imagined. The HOA board called an emergency meeting. Amy and I attended. Karen tried to play it off, saying it was all a misunderstanding, but Mark wasn't having it. He laid out the law point by point, and even mentioned that punitive damages could apply. The room went silent. One board member whispered to another. Finally, the treasurer leaned forward and said, "We'll withdraw the notice." Not only did they back down, but they also sent a letter to every homeowner explaining that disability accommodations are protected by law. And they offered to reimburse us for part of the ramp cost. Amy now uses her ramp daily. And every time I see her glide down it with a smile, I'm reminded that sometimes the best way to fight injustice is to know the law better than the people trying to control you. So to anyone dealing with overreaching HOAs, stand your ground. Know your rights and don't be afraid to push back. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more HOA showdowns, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like.